done. Today is your final day as president of IPSA. You are passing this along to Scott.
Yes.
I just wanted to catch you as the day is ending here to have a quick recap. Tell me how it feels to be almost or officially now done.
Yeah. Well, today it's a relief. Not relief as in like, holy cow, that was the worst year of my life relief. A relief has been a busy 2 days. And so it's nice to kind of take a deep breath and relax and know that we've got that behind us. But no, it's like been a great year. Been a busier year than I thought it would be.
Okay.
Certainly as I reflect back to what my expectation was at the start versus what happened, like there's a lot more interaction with folks in DC, a lot more interaction with our key sponsors, suppliers, partners. So all great things. But it was busier than I thought it would be. Okay. So it made it go by fast, but it was certainly, there were some times where like, holy cow. Like,
a lot going on.
Back on the road again this week for IPSA, which is good. Like you look at the past presidents, right? And we talked about this during the conference. Like there's some people, the giants of the seed industry. We keep using that term. Your magazine uses it all the time. It is like some really, I wouldn't say intimidating because they're super nice people, but
big shoes to follow.
Big shoes to follow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And so can I put you on the spot and say biggest highlights of the year?
Biggest highlights of the year. Certainly I think the 2 annual conferences were, hard not to kind of hold those up high because they're just so well done and so well organized and just so amazing to be part of those. I think, so this is a cop-out answer because I'll give you 2 or 3.
Okay.
So the annual conferences, I think just getting to know some of our members, especially this week, has been great. Like I've had a few people come up and just actually go like, hey, I didn't know who you were, looked up your company, learned a little bit more about you, do you have a few minutes to chat, right? And like, it was great. Like I love that sort of stuff. Who doesn't when people want to talk to you and learn more? And probably, I think just, I think some of the work we did in Washington with USDA, EPA, was really good work. And I'm proud of, the relationships are always strained. It's going to be strained by nature between, suppliers of the seed industry and government regulators. Like it's not, we shouldn't all come into the room just buddy right away. But, I think we got it to a better spot. And it took a lot of work with ASTA, cooperation with ASTA, cooperation with other seed companies and other people in the industry. But I think we were able to have our voice heard and push back on a few things and make sure that, at least hopefully the right decisions get made. It's still work in progress, but yeah, I've got a lot of pride. I think I was able to help maybe grease the wheels a little bit, along the way and get us to a better spot. But
and what's the single biggest takeaway that you're going to be walking away from this time with?
Like I mentioned it a little bit yesterday in my opening remarks. Like I don't know if you remember, there used to be a thing on NBC News or like on, on like the Sunday night news where the reporter would throw a dart at the map and then he would, go to that town and then he would go, back when we had phone books, then he'd open the phone book and randomly open to a page and then, and then go to that person and go to that person's house. And that person inevitably had a story, right?
Okay.
And so long build up to my answer, but I can walk to anybody in that room and they got a story, whether it's Ben Green, who just started 5 years ago, bought a seed dealer, never been in the seed business in his life and bought in, or it's Tim Green, who's married into the Burris family and has all the, the legacy seed history with the Burris family, or it's Scott Sanders, who's now, coming in as our president and his story and the leadership, and I mentioned Aaron Conaway, like Total Seed Production is just like a top shelf run organization. Like I am I walk away from my time there touring his facility and talking to Aaron, and my time getting to know Aaron. And it's like, there's leadership lessons for me, for everybody here. Right. And so that's my like number one highlight, is just like those nuggets of like, holy cow, I never thought I could do that at our business and make that work.
The wisdom that comes about from authentic connection, right?
Yeah,
the being here together, or being in place with people and sharing that deep knowledge.
Yeah. When like I did underestimate, since I've been on the board now 3 years, just how important those relationships are, how authentic everyone in this room is, and what I can learn from all of those relationships. So it's been great.
I think I truly believe that is what keeps people in this industry. And I think it is something that's unique about this industry, this depth of real care for what they're doing. So
no, it's my son's a freshman at Iowa State in ag business, and he's learning it. He's seeing it now himself, right? So, but
he's in ag, so
he's bumping into people that know who I am, or know the Corneliuses or the Lathams or whatever, and he's starting to hear the names and people, and he's like, holy cow, like everybody knows everybody here, and everyone's connected. Yeah. And then he also told me I'm not that big of a deal. Actually, he's got a lot of friends that have dads and friends that are way more important. So,
you know, we need kids to keep us humble, right? There you go. Otherwise, your head would just get a little bit too big. Last question. What are you going to do with all your extra time now? My goodness. You could take up some new hobbies.
Yeah, still on the board. So I still have, got to dial in monthly.
Okay.
But hopefully a little less, take a little more of a breather.
Support Scott.
Yeah. I always want to be involved. I've never been the kind of person that just sits on the sidelines. So
thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Super appreciate it.